Yo, what's good, team? It's your boy Vade, aka Pro Bench Warmer, bringing you a team analysis for the RBL Season 4. And the New York Kecleons is going to keep pushing through. We haven't been doing too hot. Season 2, we were 5-7. Season 3, we were 6-9. Season 4, who knows what we're going to be. But you know what? We're going to be more offensive. We needed to be more offensive. The games that we played more offensively in the last 2 seasons, we actually either brought the games really close or we won. So I need to be much more. I drafted thinking I have to be much more offensive. I have to be much more controlling of games, controlling of the matches that I have. So going into my draft, you'll see that was my main goal in drafting what I drafted and making my picks certain in certain rounds and so on and so forth. So we were 9th place in the mega round and 12th place in the regular draft, which means we were 12th, so that the next since it was a snake draft, we were 12th and then we were first, so we had to take 2 picks each time, but we were relatively low, so I had to be very precise with what I wanted, because if it's not there, I needed a backup and a backup for that backup. So I'm going to go into the team builder here and we're going to get into my team. So first, in the mega draft, we wanted a wall breaker, like a mega to be feared, and we picked up Mega Garchomp. You can see right here, we pick up Mega Garchomp. And since we can use the non-mega form of whatever mega we get regular Garchomp at the same time. That's amazing. You look at Mega Garchomp, we got 108 HP, 170 a physical attack, 115 defense, 120 special attack, 95 special defense, and 92 speed. That's great. Look at its typing, Dragon and Ground. What resists those? The only thing that resists ground is grass and bug, which we can hit with Fire Blast. The only thing that resists dragon are steel and fairy, which fairy is immune. Also ground flying types. Totally forgot about that. Sorry about that. But we can hit those with Stone Edge. Steels we hit with Earthquake. Fairies we hit with Poison Jab or Iron Head. Like what's stopping us? Like, for real. And we get regular Garchomp, who's already versatile as hell in the OU meta game. We get Tank Chomp, we get Scarf Chomp, we get Band Chomp, we get SD Chomp, we get Sub Salic Chomp. Like, Garchomp is already so useful. That 4 times ice weakness is very easy to draft around. Oh. Alright, very easy to draft around. Sorry, there's a motorcycle going out. Driving around my block. So it's such a powerhouse already. It gives us rocks, which is I want to take rocks off of it. Like, I drafted with the intention I don't want Garchomp, and if it's Mega Garchomp, I do not want it setting rocks ever. Its ability in Sand Force means I could have drafted a Sandstorm team, but I didn't want to draft a Sandstorm team, only because it's kind of like, oh yeah, he's gonna bring sand, and I'm like, no, I don't want to make it obvious that I'll bring sand. You feel me? I might bring sand, who knows? But I wanted to draft something in OU round 2, since I was first in OU round 2, that fits Garchomp offensively and defensively, and what we pick up is Jirachi. Now Jirachi base 100 across all its stats means that it can be bulky, it can be offensive, who knows? This thing's move pool is beautifully boosted by its ability Serene Grace, with Iron Head, with Body Slam, with Fire Punch, Ice Punch, being able to do 20% chance of their hacks, which I'm not going to be shooting for hacks. It's just that it has a very good move pool. It gets U-Turn, which gives me Switch Initiative to bring in Garchomp. It gets the ability to heal up Garchomp and Healing Wish. It also gets Wish. It gets with Body Slam 60% chance to paralyze, so it gets speed control, but it also gets T-Wave. It gets Stealth Rocks. I think I already mentioned that. Has a very good special move pool. It gets moves like Moonblast and Play Rough and Draco Meteor if I wanted to run a very interesting Draco Meteor Jirachi set, but it's able to clear the way so that Garchomp can come through and rip things apart. And it can set up Garchomp to rip things apart with since Mega Garchomp is not the fastest, it gets T-Wave and speed control, so that I could bring in Garchomp to break those things apart. Or if Garchomp's having a trouble with a fairy, it's a good steel type that can switch into fairy types and just start like whacking them upside the head, so that Garchomp can deal with the rest of the team. They have very good offensive and defensive synergy, with Garchomp resisting fire and Jirachi resisting ice, dragon, and fairy. So I just wanted something that fits the two of those together. I wanted actually to pick up a fairy type here and then pick up another mon in UU, completely different mon in UU. But I wanted to pick up a fairy type here, but it got sniped right before I was going. Like, I wanted to pick up Sylveon, it got sniped 3 rounds before me. I wanted to pick up Togekiss, it got sniped right before I had to go. So that kind of made my decision here, and I picked up Tornadus Therian. So I'll keep the offensive pressure up here. Now, Tornadus Therian's stats, base 100 and 110, 100 attack, 110 special attack, 121 speed, gives me a very fast flying type, which I mean, it's pretty good because flying spam is very, very ridiculous. Like, flying, the things that resist flying, which are rock, electric, steel, I think those are the only 3 things that resist flying type, get broken down by Garchomp already. Like, and Tornadus, it just breaks through the rest of the mons. Like, they work so well together. And with that high of a speed, I can speed creep certain mons, speed creep teams. With its defenses, 70, 79, 80, 90, not the greatest, but I can slap an AV on this mon, and it could be, it can take neutral hits. I can slap a life orb on this and it can break through teams. It has a very good move pool offensively, with Hurricane, Air Slash, Superpower, Sludge Wave, Grass Knot. Also very supportive, very good support moves like Knockoff, like Taunt, U-Turn. Very, very good supportive moves that fit the team that I have. It gives me an ice weakness, but I feel like that's mitigated with Jirachi there in the middle. But it gives me a very offensive OU selection, and I'm so glad that I picked up Tornadus Therian. I thought it was going to be gone before it gets to me, but I'm very, very happy that I picked it up. But I did still need a fairy, so I picked up Florges in UU. Now, I haven't used Florges that much. I used to use Florges a lot in laddering in UU, but it's relatively passive, a little too passive for me. But base 78 HP, base 154 SPDEF makes this so tanky. Its defense is not the greatest, but you can throw like all your EVs in physical defense and still take specially offensive attacks with max HP and no special defense at all. But I can run this pretty mixed. I can throw like Wish, because this is my cleric. I can throw Wish, Heal Bell, and it'll support all the mons that I have so far. It works very well with Jirachi, as Jirachi resists all of its weaknesses, being steel and poison. It also gets Psychic. I believe it gets Psyshock as well, so I can hit poison types if on the switch if need be. It can run a Calm Mind set, and with that 112 special attack, that's nothing to be laughed at. That's actually really good. So Florges in this spot is pretty good, but I'll explain further into U2. I'll explain UU. I'll explain what I wanted. So I get Tentacruel next. Let me go to that, because I needed a spinner. It's a very good specially defensive spinner. Base 80 HP, base 120 special defense, base 100 in speed with clear body, means that I can't get like slowed down. You feel me? I don't get any stat drops, which is pretty good. And its other ability, Liquid Ooze, means that if grass types try to like Giga Drain me, they actually lose HP. Leech Seed, they actually lose HP. Rain Dish, probably not going to be used. I'm probably going to be using anywhere between Clear Body and Liquid Ooze as the abilities. Probably just clear body unless they have grass. My opponent has a grass type. But the typing means that it resists steel for Florges. It resists poison for Florges. It resists ice for Garchomp and Tornadus. It resists fire for Jirachi. So it fit very well on the team. It gets very good support moves like knockoff, acid spray, sludge bomb for poison, for the poison chance. It gets scald for burn. It's very, very decent. I can run a black sludge set. I can run an AV set if I wanted to. It has a workable move pool. I think it gets Moonblast and Mirror Coat. So it's a good, especially defensive water type. It's weak to ground. It gives me another thing weak to ground, but I feel like I can work around that since there's not that many things that resist ground. So it's like you got to work with what you got to work with. I felt like so far with my team. Oh, another thing with with Tentacruel, it gives me Toxic Spikes, which puts things on timers, which makes Tornadus and Garchomp and Jirachi much more of a threat. And I actually wanted to get Tentacruel round 1 in UU if I would have got the fairy in round 3 of OU, because round 2 in UU I wanted to get Rotom Heat because it works very well with what I have so far, because it would have resisted fire and gave me a ground immunity to work very, very well with Jirachi, also giving me Will-O-Wisp, but I couldn't get it. It got sniped. Whatever. I think Tentacruel very much fits my team a lot more. Here and Florges and Tornadus, I feel like I got pretty good mons, actually amazing mons, instead of going with my original draft plan. That did force me to change a lot of things. Now, round 3 in UU, I wanted another wall breaker. I was actually looking at Pangoro, but I don't want my team to get so sluggish this early, because Pangoro is not that fast, 50 something speed. So I ended up picking up Scrafty. Now Scrafty is not any faster than Pangoro, but with those defenses, 115 physical defense and special defense with 90 base attack, this thing has access to Dragon Dance and can set up and break teams. Amazing typing in Darken fighting, which means you get stab knockoff, which already hurts and is a very good utility move, and now it's stab and I can actually kill things with knockoff. Stab fighting, which I mean, fighting is a very good move to break down steel types, that can wall up Florges, that can wall up Tentacruel, that can wall up Jirachi, wall up Tornadus if I'm not running like Heat Wave or Superpower. I already have Garchomp that can break down steels, but it gave me a very good typing that fits the team so far. It gives me 4 times weakness to Fairy, but I feel like that's mitigated with Jirachi resisting it, with Tentacruel resisting it, with having ways to break down fairies with other mons on my team. As we go through the draft with what I was thinking already, has very good abilities in Shed Skin, Moxie, and Intimidate. Moxie being a late mid to late game sweeper, Shed Skin be able to be a status absorber, and Intimidate to just lower attacks. With that physical defense is actually really, really good. It gets Dragon Dance. I believe it gets knockoff, Drain Punch, High Jump Kick, Rock Smash, or not Rock Smash, Head Smash, I believe. It gets Poison Jab, Iron Head, really good moves. Very, very versatile with how I can run it. I had it last season, but I ended up dropping it for a Doublade because I needed a steel type. But this season, I think it fits my team a lot more. So that's Scrafty, and that concludes UU here and my OU picks. So we move on to RU and NU, and in here is where I have a lot more fun with my drafting. So RU round 1, we pick up Electros, another ground immunity, alongside Tornadus, actually resisting electric, and having no weaknesses, so I can take an Ice Beam if I need to, if it's not stab. I could throw a Life Orb on this. I could throw an Assault Vest on this. Choice Scarf if I'm feeling froggy like that. With its move pool and its offenses, 115 attack, 105 special attack, it has a little something for everything. So it has Thunderbolt, it has Wild Charge, it has Volt Switch, which are great stab moves, but it also gets like Flamethrower for those steel types. It gets Giga Drain for those waters and grounds. It gets Aqua Tail for those grounds. It gets Dragon Claw. It gets Flash Cannon, Iron Tail. It gets set up in Coil and Hone Claws. So it's very much still a threat, while it's not the fastest thing. It's base 50, but I actually liked it because it's base 50, because it gives me slow Volt Switch and slow U-turn, since it gets U-turn as well. So I can slow Volt Switch into Scrafty, I can slow Volt Switch into Garchomp, I can slow Volt Switch into Tornadus, Jirachi, and be able to then take initiative, take the match by storm by being a lot more aggressive there in that spot, rather than letting something die and then getting something in. So with thinking of, now I have slow Volt Switch, slow U-turn, I actually drafted Omastar next for the team. Omastar is a very threatening mon, and it doesn't look like that stat wise. I mean, base 70 HP, base 125 physical defense makes it kind of tanky on the physical side, but base 70 SPDF means that it's going to be going down relatively easily, especially since it's 4 times weak to grass. But it gives me all the hazards in the game aside from Sticky Web, and alongside Jirachi having hazards, alongside Garchomp having hazards, alongside Tentacle having hazards. It's very, very good having this mon on my team, because it can I can run it as a hazard setting mon because I need to. It gets knockoff as utility, it gets scald, it gets hazards as I already said, but I can have it as like that type of mon. But I can also run it offensively. It gets Shell Smash, it gets moves to hit defoggers and rapid spinners that are already drafted, like Ice Beam, like Earth Power, like Ancient Power if I wanted to run that. Run some hidden powers to hit other type of rapid spinners that don't get hit by those moves, defoggers that don't get hit by those moves. So it gives me very good sweeping opportunity. With its ability, weak armor, if it gets hit by a physical attack, it raises its speed but lowers its defense. But look at that defense already. Like, I can probably come in, somebody U-turns on me, I get that speed boost, and then Shell Smash, and now I got +3 speed and outspeeding like whole teams. It's such a good mon, like, that I couldn't let it drop. Like, I wanted to get something else. Like in RU, I wanted to get Embor, and I wanted to get this mon, actually Omastar, but much later. But the way things worked out, I didn't get Embor at all because it was drafted round 1, so I had to switch things up. So I thought Electros would fit a lot better than Embor, and I got Omastar still. Now, my mons that set rocks, my mons that have hazards, can run sets that don't have hazards. So I wanted to get my hands on a mon that can set a hazard and still be like relatively useful throughout the match. So I got Miltank. Miltank is base 100 speed, base 105 physical defense, 95 HP, 70 SPDF. That's actually really good for my team. It sets rocks, it gets T-Wave, it gets Body Slam to T-Wave to paralyze ground types. So it gives me speed control. It gives me a Cleric and Heal Bell. It gives me reliable recovery for itself in Milk Drink. It gets moves like I believe it gets Fire Punch and some other moves like Earthquake and stuff. So it can be pretty offensive, but that ability Thick Fat, making it actually resist ice type moves, was really, really good. That's what I was thinking when drafting. I was like, okay, I need another ice resist because I don't have many. But Scrappy is really good, and Sap Sipper really works well with having Omastar, who's 4 times weak to grass. Having Miltank with Sap Sipper is actually pretty decent. It could come in on those grass type hits, make my opponent think twice and stuff like that. So bulky as all hell and hits like a fucking truck. So I'm very happy to get Miltank, especially in RU round 3. It's an amazing steal. And looking at my team, I'm like, oh, we have hazards for days, we have offense for days. I wanted a mon that can support that in NU, so we pick up Spirit Tomb. Now Spirit Tomb is pretty bulky. Base 50 HP is not the greatest, but not many ghost types have high HP, so that's to be expected. Base 108 defenses and 92 offenses means that this mon could be very versatile. It gets sucker punch, it gets shadow sneak, it gets pursuit, it gets foul play. If I want to run a physical set, it gets shadow ball, it gets psychic, it gets dark pulse. If I want to run a special set, it gets calm mind as well, nasty plot. It's a good spin blocker. It's only weak to fairy, and since there's no HP fairy, I think it fits very well, since like I'm not gonna be caught off guard with the fairy type move. Like, I should know my opponent's teams and who has that fairy coverage, so I know when to use Spiritomb and when not to use Spiritomb. So I very much like this pick for my team. And after this, I was like, I pretty much set with my team. I just bring me to wild card like right now, but you have to pick up 2 NU mons. So I ended up picking up Pinsir. Now I totally forgot Pinsir gets rocks. There's another mon that gets rocks on my team. It's whatever. I was not thinking that at all. I was actually thinking right here, Moxie sweeping with base 85 speed, base 125 attack, base 100 defense. Really good. Spadef and HP, it's alright. But its base, its best stab is X Scissor, which is not the greatest, but it gets Stone Edge, it gets Earthquake, it gets close combat, so it has a very good move pool to like do some potential wall breaking if need be. It's a ground resist, which is decent. It's not the best ground resist, but it's pretty good. But it also gets Hyper Cutter, which means you can't lower its attack, and Mold Breaker, which means it can set Stealth Rocks on those magic bouncing mons, which is really good. It also can Earthquake those levitating mons as well. It's pretty good. I just wanted a mon in NU that can put in a lot of work on my team as well. The rest of the mons in NU didn't really thrill me, so Pinsir was the best bet for me. And in the wild card, I ended up picking up Virizion, since I'm looking at my team and I'm like, offensive water types are going to be a bitch to deal with. Like, they're going to be a bitch to deal with. So I picked up Virizion as a grass type, another ground resist. Let me get to the stats. Base 91 HP, base 72 physical defense, base 129 special defense. That's really good defenses except for its physical defense. 90 in both attacks and 108 in speed makes my team not so sluggish. Base 108 is actually a really decent speed tier. 4 times weak to flying, but I think this thing gets Stone Edge as well. But I have coverage for flying types and HP flyings and whatever. But HP flyings with this Spadef, who cares? Like, I can run a Life Orb on this. I can run Choice Scarf, Choice Band, Choice Specs. It can be worked physically or specially. It gets Calm Mind, it gets Sword Stance, it gets Work Up. It has a decent move pool. I think that Virizion fits my team in this slot rather than being actually drafted, because I can drop it whatever I need to. And with last season having the Virizion shuffle around, where Virizion was like on 4 teams, I think people know that it's powerful, but it has to fit the team that it's on in order to actually work. And I think it fits my team very well. So I'm actually very happy with this team, man. Like, so happy. This team worked so well at being offensive and at being defensive. I don't have a fire, water, grass core, which I actually wanted to get either Rotom Heat, Omastar, and a grass type, or I wanted to get Emboar, Rotom Mo, and Omastar, which work very well. But I wasn't able to draft either one of those. But I feel like I can work a core out of the mons that I have already. It doesn't have to necessarily be a fire, water, grass core in order for it to work. I really like these picks, man. I really do. So once again, my team is Mega Garchomp, Jirachi, Tornadus Therian, Florges, Tentacruel, Scrafty, Electros, Omastar, Miltank, Spiritomb, Pinsir, and Virizion. Now, tell me how well you think I'm going to be doing this season. I'll leave the the other teams in the description. I'll leave a link to the spreadsheet with all the teams, so you can look at how well I match up against other teams. Just leave a prediction. How many how many games do you think I'm gonna win? I'll try not to disappoint you, I swear. And with that being said, we're gonna get going, man. Peace.